Hello friends, today we will see what is a count parameter and how it is being used in the Terraform. Okay, then I will also show you a sample code how it is being executed when using the count parameter. Okay, so generally count parameter is used when like you want to have some similar kind of resources. Say suppose you want to create multiple instances which is of almost same configuration, then you can go with the count parameter. So I mean, instead of coding the resource block n number of times as per your instance requirement, you can go with the count parameter where you will mention the count. I mean, say suppose you want to create 3 similar instances, you can just mention the count value as 3. So in that case, 3 instances with similar configurations will be created. In this way, you make the code look more easier, and it is also easy to understand, and it is helpful in so many ways. So I'll just execute a code using the count parameter. I'll take the code which has been already used to install the Apache2 Webserver using Terraform. I'll give you the description in the link where I have explained how I coded the Apache2 and install it to the Terraform. You can refer that link, but with addition to that code, I will just add the count parameter so that you can understand how the count parameter works. So this is the sample code where I'm going to add the count parameter. So this code has been explained in my previous video, for which I have given the a link in the description. Alright, so I'll just explain 2 minutes what this code is doing. For a detailed explanation, you can go to the link in the description. Okay, so as you know, the first block just gives the provider information. Alright, in this block I am creating a security group with allowing the incoming ports for 80 and the 22. So 80 is for HTTP connection and 22 is for SSH. Okay, and so outgoing will be, I mean, to all the ports. Okay, and alright, so and the next block is to create the instance. So what I'm doing in this instance is I'm installing a Apache2 Webserver. So if you see, like, I have given the basic information like instance type, AMA, key name, tags, all this information, and apart from it I have also mentioned the security group which I created in the previous resource block, and this is the place which is responsible to install the Apache2 Webserver. It's just a small script. I mean, you'll be able to do it by googling it, and so that is it. And like I have variables, I have output. I'll just show you how to modify as per the count parameter. Alright, so first let me add the count parameter. So I'm going to create 2 similar instances, so I'll give the count parameter as 2. Alright, so when coming to the tags, so name, so I already mentioned this count.index, so it will be $symbol count. This will work only if you have used count in the just like the line number 34. If the count parameter is not there, this index will not be working. Okay, so index, so which means it is going to give a name, something like name equal to Apache underscore Webserver underscore 0 or underscore 1. Alright, so I mean, since we do not want to have the same names for similar instances, so that is why we use the count.index here. Alright, so this is the major changes which I am going to do in the main.tf file. So well, let's go to the output file. So in general, if you see, I have listed my public IP in the outputs. So when this code completes and runs, it is going to give me the public IP of the instance which got created. So instead of going to the AWS console, I'll get the public IP here itself and load it to the browser and I'll get the web page. Okay, so now since we are using 2 similar instances, we cannot just we should say, I mean, like which IP you want to get listed, right? So we cannot use the same way. So I believe you should be knowing how you got this name value equal to seeing my previous videos. If not, I'm just telling you. So I'm going to list the public IP of the instance which I got created in the main.tf file, right? So if you see, this is my instance, right, and this is the name which I have given to this particular resource block within this code. So that is how I'm naming it, AWS underscore instance.webserver dot what I'm going to list. So there will be various options to get listed for an instance. So in this case, I want the public IP. So I will the public IP. But like since we have here we have two instances. So asterisk is the one. So asterisk is going to tell you tell the code that we are using the count parameter. This is going to be a list. I mean, like since we are having more than one value, we call it as a list. So this asterisk is going to indicate the Terraform code that there are multiple there is going to be multiple entries. That is what it indicates. And asterisk dot again, like whatever the attributes which you want to get listed for the created instance. Okay, so let's go to the I mean, like we can just start executing the code now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a Terraform plan. I have already given the Terraform init command because like since I have already executed this code, and I'm just adding the count parameter to it. Alright, so that is why I did not put the init command. But if you are doing for the first time, you will need to initialize the Terraform first using the command Terraform space init, and then come for the Terraform plan. Alright, so it is going to create 3 resources. What are the 3 resources? If you see, it is going to create the security group. Alright, it is going to create the instance. If you see the name here, how it identifies this particular, it's web server 1. Alright, so if you see, it is here, it is web server 0. So the index value starts from 0. Alright, so that is why it is showing us 3 resources. So now what we'll do is Terraform apply. I do not want to wait for an S command. So if you're using -auto approve, I mean it is not going to ask you one another permission to apply the resources. So I'm straight away approving it. Alright, so the results are getting created. It just takes few minutes. Generally, so this is going to be an Apache web server, right? So even though the instance gets launched, for the web server to come up, it takes at least a minute or two before the web page loads. That is how it generally works. I'll just show you after this how I'm loading the web page, right? So everything is automated here. So I'm not going to go log into the instance, change something and all. I mean, like it's been straight away done at the user data itself. So as soon as the instances are created, it will display the public IP here. Just wait for a minute so the web server gets ready. Then we'll load the page. We should be able to get the web page. Alright. Okay. If you see, we got 2 public IPs of 2 web server instances. Alright. So we'll just see if our web page gets loaded now. Alright, so I'll just show the running instances now. Okay, so if you see, this is the instance which got created for us. Alright, you see the naming, it's 0 and then it's 1. So if you see the information, the tags, you can also see the same information here. Alright, so if you're going to put additional tags, you will be getting, if you use the count index, obviously you'll be getting the values based upon the index. Now you'll also verify the IP address. Alright, one is 106 and another one is 150. Alright, it matches. I've already copied the IP. Let me try loading the. So if you see, as per my code, what I have done, so if you see in the user data, I have made sure that the instance ID gets loaded in the index.html file, which is going to be the first page loaded after the web server is launched. Okay, so that is why it is showing the instance ID. Let us also copy the other IP which was showing the output. Okay, I copied it again. So if you see, it's this is a different instance ID and this is a different instance ID. Alright, so that is how it is being done. So now our exercise is done. We will destroy the Terraform instances. Alright, I am going to just destroy. Again, I am going to use the auto approve command so that it doesn't wait for my approval again. Alright, it is just refreshing the state. It's just drawing the instances. And if you see, the resources got destroyed. So your resources got destroyed. So this is the security group and the web server 1 and the web server 0. And that's it for today's session. If you like the video, please like the video and comment if you have any questions. I'll put the code in the description link for my GitHub so that you can access the code to the GitHub. Alright, thank you.